What's up, everybody? Brett here, and I'm back today playing some more Battle Brothers Warriors of the North DLC. It's day 369. I have been all over the world, basically, off camera, taking tons of fights all over the place. Man, it's even hard for me to remember. I think I killed a bunch of orcs out here. Where else did I go? I've been a lot of places. I've done some quests. What's the important stuff? That's what I'm trying to get you guys to. What's the important stuff? So, basically, I saw this opportunity. The greenskins are invading again. I did a couple of the greenskin missions until they gave me the one to lure out the warlord and kill him. And I thought that would be a cool thing for us to do on camera before we head over to the Kraken fight, because once we do that, we're pretty much locked into doing that for a while. So I've killed a ton of the orcs. I keep getting the messages that they're going to be drawn out. Like any minute now, they'll be drawn out, and I can fight the warlord. But before we get too much into that, man, as soon as I start recording, guys, all the spam phone calls. Before we start doing that, let's take out Isaac. He took a little bit of a beating from some orcs in the last battle. We've had some pretty cool fights. Honestly, I wish I could show them all, but I think it would just get tedious to most of you. So I'm gonna spare you all that. We picked up a treasure map from a traveling merchant that told me to go way down south. Where did I end up going? Here, I think, to fight a whole bunch of Ancient Dead Honor Guard. I killed them, and I picked up this set of armor here that's currently on our boy Zach. So it is an Iron Guards padded mail. I added the shoulder pads, mostly for flavor, just to look cool. And it's a pretty nice set of armor. I mean, it's crazy to me. Like, let's check this out. Where is it? So you've got this set here, and then this set here. These, man, even this set. Let's pull that out too. So check this out. 131 armor, 11 fatigue. This one minus the 40, so that's 180 for 16 fatigue, right? The math kind of checks out. You know, you get more armor, but you get more fatigue, right? So for that, I think that's for 12, minus 4 on the pauldrons. And then you've got this thing, these unbelievably ridiculous noble armors that they added into the game. 210, well, it would be like is that 195? I forget how much the pelts are exactly. They're 15. Yeah, so that's correct. 195 durability for only 8. This thing is such a huge upgrade to this set of armor that it's unbelievable. And then you've got something like this, which is 237 for 18. So pretty comparable. You know, these make sense. This thing doesn't. And I've actually switched it up now to give this to John. Let's give this back to Zach. Let's give John D. I gave him the chilling coat. I think that was on Ragnar previously. And then give that back to Ozzy. So my idea, I kind of looked at the stats and saw who could stand to have heavier armor without really lowering the effectiveness of things like dodge and nimble. And yeah, Zach's perfect candidate. He's got huge fatigue. And we really need to bring down the fatigue of John. Now, John made it to level 11. This is kind of a big deal. Let's go ahead and check out his points. I'm actually going to take this 5 in initiative. We got to get him over that 100 mark. We're going to get like a guaranteed 15 in melee defense and range defense in battle. And we definitely want to get his fatigue up before he gets old. We could take a 3 roll in melee skill. He's already at 92, and he's using a sword, which further buffs his chance to hit. So I think here I'm honestly just wanting to take the range defense buff. He's not going to be using a shield, so he's going to be really relying on stuff like dodge and nimble to protect him. I also wanted to show you guys, I've been thinking about it, what to get for him. We're going to use a throwing net in his offhand, and this very light goblin sword in his main hand, and that's going to make us primed to use a perk like Duelist. So become one with your weapon and go for the weak spots. With the offhand free or carrying a throwable tool like a net, an additional plus 25% of any damage ignores armor. Does not work with two-handed weapons. So it gives us some great armor ignoring capacity on this sword. So it'll make it much more effective versus armored targets. And I think that's how we want to use him. Now the last perk here has been kind of like, I've been bouncing back and forth. So I could see arguments for taking Recover. I know that's something that a lot of people take, but in my experience, I've made this build before, and you just never use it. You just generally never use it. Indomitable is something that's pretty great on a brother who could potentially be by himself often, and who doesn't have, the raw durability of their armor to protect them. So if you combine the 50% damage reduction to your HP to the way that Nimble works, which reduces hit point damage taken, you can get some seriously, great turns where a unit like this could end up tanking a ton of damage, even from very powerful weapons. You'll notice, another brother might take 50 HP point damage and he'll only take 10. So that's their way of tanking, and I think Indomitable works very well with that. Also in battles against stuff like orcs or any units that try to stun you, Indomitable will protect them. We've already got Underdog. Lone Wolf would be the other perk, and I think it's the one that I'm going to take here, because the whole idea is to send out John on his own and, either use him as a distraction so that we can shoot dudes in the back with our archers, or just to straight up get kills. But he's going to need this 15% bonus to everything if he's going to be combat effective. So let's take Lone Wolf. The net also will hopefully let him skirmish a little bit. If I could add one more perk, especially a non-combat perk to this build, I would add Footwork, just to make sure that he can get himself out of dangerous situations. But anyway, guys, so I think that's enough of that. We're chasing down these greenskin hordes at night. I'm basically just waiting for the warlord to show up. And I kind of don't want to take a forest fight against greenskins at night. That just negates so much of our advantage. And there we go. Let's wreck them. I did a couple other very interesting fights. I did a goblin ambush in a position like this where basically they started me at the bottom of a hill and they put the goblins all around me. That was not fun. But I was able to come out of that relatively unscathed. Still crazy to see like berserkers standing next to these skirmishers. Berserkers are definitely still a priority target. Last thing we want is to get hit by anything that they're using. We've got both of our throwing weapons bros in. And I'm just not eager to step forward. We can play the range game probably better than the goblins. We just don't happen to have a lot of our archers in right now. Dang, if we land that hit, we probably one-shot him. Okay, we'll take that. Not quite, so we'll just hold off. Very good. So yeah, guys, hopefully you agree that fighting a warlord would be cool before we go to the Kraken. I know there's been some build-up about it. The Kraken fight is fun in its own way, but it's also, if you've never done it before, it's very tedious and can be extremely frustrating. So once I get locked into it, that's just what I'm going to be doing for a while. Until I beat it, I'm going to do it until I beat it. We have a very strong crew. I know kind of a secret about the acid flask that works really well. We figured that out last time I did it. And basically, I think we're just going to have to try and hope for some good high ground in the swamp. Otherwise, fatigue is going to be a huge issue for us. I think it's like the sole thing that makes that battle incredibly difficult, is just fighting in the swamp. But it is kind of just a big waiting game. You have to cut down tentacles as fast as you can until it gets to the point where they just stop spawning so many damn tentacles. But anyway, we'll save all that talk for when we actually get there. And I don't know how much longer these goblins are going to hold. once we start hacking them up. Step in. Nice. If we step here, we probably can kill this guy. 95% shot. That's great. Could have sworn there was a warrior with these guys, but I guess not. Let's rush ahead. Don't want to break immersion too much, guys, but my my daughter, she told me she wanted me to put this little stuffed animal pig next to me while I record. So I'm sitting here slaying goblins, and I've got like this little stuffed animal pig with me. She's like, "You're gonna record with Piggy whether you like it or not." I said, "Okay." That'll work. Well, the only reason I didn't bring in John for like testing out the fencing purposes was because I figured we were going to fight these guys in the forest, but now I kind of wish I had brought them in because this would have been a decent fight to test him with. He could have been, you know, hyper maneuverable. Getting into the back line of the goblins almost as soon as the fight started. Alright, no more front line for them. And I expect they'll run. Yeah, no way we hit 8% there. I'm just not that lucky. Let's get up here. We can use adrenaline on our brothers that have it, our barbarians, and see if they can make it in to shut them down. No movement at all. Alright, very good. Dang, we can't make it in here or else we'd probably be able to tie down almost all of them. Okay, test your luck. You're brave. And there they go. And it's gone. I was having a talk with one of my buddies the other day about whether or not South Park is still good. Apparently a pretty hotly debated topic among nerds on the internet. I've seen a few episodes recently that I thought were good. But I think it's easy to, like, for those of you who kind of grew up with South Park in a weird way, because it's really not a kid's show, so to say it like that is kind of strange. But for those of you who grew up, you know, either being aware of it or watching it or being affected by it, South Park was never really that good. But some of the jokes were just so topical that it was just good for the time, in my opinion. And it's fun to see sometimes celebrities get torn down a little bit. Especially the ones who aren't so good. But I think it's kind of just more of the same. But a lot of the weird controversy was over whether or not South Park should have like a continuously ongoing story. And I really didn't see anything wrong with that. I think maybe it was just because the video games that came out were so good. They had like their own story, The Stick of Truth and Fractured But Whole. Not games I would ever play on the channel, by the way. We'll say it's over. I don't need to kill the rest of the goblins. But I mean, they're very mature themed games. But okay, a lot of buzz about a warlord. But what I was trying to say was that I love the way the game made its own story. And even from one like game to the next, there's still kind of like a continuation of a story as well. And I just didn't hate that. Anyway, rant over. Just thought it was a cool thing to talk about. I know a lot of you guys probably are maybe similar in age to me and grew up with South Park. What I would love to find is a fencing sword, a rare fencing sword. We had found one in the very beginning of our playthrough, of course, when we were too broke to buy anything like that. And now I just feel like we'll never see one of those again. And they're really not made for fighting anything that's heavily armored. They break so easily. I've actually had them snap on me in the middle of a battle before. What's great about the fencing sword is that it gives you this lunge ability, which lets you kind of zoom around the battlefield. But man, I would love to get a rarer version. So I'm hoping the Warlord shows up any minute now, so we could fight him and start moving ourselves towards the stone pillars. Because I mean, we got a huge payday coming to us once we kill them. Want any bread? We're good on all that. It said, okay, so the wording has changed. It used to say, you know, fight the camps to draw him out. Now it just says kill him. But I don't know where he is. I thought last time we did this, he just kind of like popped up and it showed us, you know, the little medallion showing where your quest is. It said he was in this area. Maybe he's kind of here in Ghost Hills. I don't know. Okay, here we go. Yeah, he just popped up right on top of us. We don't want to fight him at night, and we may want to kind of alter our party. We definitely want to bring Isaac back in. Skeeb can probably come out. This is a real fight, y'all. This is not a make-believe battle. There's going to be some hard hitters in here. So we need to make sure we've got like our best foot forward. We've got lots of crossbowmen, which is probably fine. And our one archer also doubles as our standard bearer. We'd like to bring in Jotnar, but until he gets the approach of the old gods, his armor capabilities, his ability to deal with something like an orc warrior is just so much lower than someone like Lancel, thanks to his weaponry. But what we can do is give them some of the better armor that we have. Something like that. No reason to go into a battle like this with kind of substandard armor. That's 260 with a bone plating. Wow, this is 356. The fact that we got this so early in the campaign is unbelievable to me still. I mean, this is probably all fine. You know what, Behemoth? Let's make sure Behemoth is well armored. Let's actually just let him borrow Jotnar's armor. There we go. Terrifying. And we're going to let them chase us. We could drag them into the forest. That's probably not a bad idea. Where their numbers count for nothing in the hot gates. I don't hate that at all. Let's try it. So here we go. Get ready to get wrecked, Warlord. I had to haggle with them a bit to get that price, that 8,300. They already paid us, I think, 2,000 up front. So this was like a 10,000 gold contract for us. And this is great. We can remove some of this foliage we don't really need. That's a tree, that's a bush. So we can make an area around here, and then we can make an area here that's a boulder. So they're going to have to come through here, here. Okay. Oh, this is perfect. Absolutely perfect. By the time the Warlord manages to get into this fight, it's going to be too little too late for that dude. And if there's anyone we want to send in to hold this like one area down here, Svarog is a great candidate. Let's wait before we move or anything. We may have better lines of sight on different enemies. Perfect. Perfect. Yep, once again we'll hold. Okay. And we also may want to use Indomitable. Make sure we don't get stun locked. Might be better to put Hans up here and let Behemoth get in, but it's a little late for that. It's okay. I just don't like that we don't have any great weapons in this. And Hans has throwing weapons, so he can kind of afford to sit back if he wants. But I think Svarog with a great sword can hold this line. Okay, where are all our backliners going to go? I think we need to send at least one crossbow up here, but the other 4 probably need to be here. 2, 3. Just come here. I was going to say, let's hope to hit that guy. And yeah, they're using crossbows now, but once our bill hooks and things get in, that'll be better. Man, killing him would be awesome. Just step up. Man, we could step in here, but then we're closing this off completely. Which once again, I don't hate. Because Isaac should be able to just cut through everything. And then maybe we could flank. But the idea is to have them step into us. But with these archers and this skirmisher, they're not going to do that. Let's actually use Adrenaline. We should be able to cut him down pretty much instantly. And we'll try and leapfrog once we get this kill. Alright. Not my best placements. I really wish Behemoth was in a different spot. Go for the decapitation and we nail it. Oh no, that's bad. Okay, they were both hidden. I would not have put him there, but if someone has to fight 2v1 like this, Isaac with his healing capabilities, it's not a bad choice. We may want to send in a crossbowman with the ability to swap him out. We'll pass there just to see what they do. That was beautiful. Yeah, let's get in there. Fulkir is a good option. And I guess we're going to start moving around with Gimli. 95% on Gorgash Ghoul. That's a pretty sweet name for an orc. Come on, man. Show them what you got. Come on in. We'll use Indomitable because I feel like we're going to get charged. I really dislike having one of our strongest brothers currently not doing anything. I dislike it a lot. We'll see. I don't think there's anything I can do about it at all right now. Another minor thing that sucks is this tree branch could potentially stun us. And if Isaac gets stunned, he could still be beaten down, even, you know, by only 2 orc units. It's probably more than enough. And you know what? It looks like they're sending lots of dudes around the top. Maybe that's a good enough reason to send Behemoth up there also. Okay. As long as it doesn't poison us, we're fine. We can take hits like that. Okay, there was our bone plating on Isaac. Would have preferred the bone plating to eat a much more powerful shot. You're done, man. You're done, Tiny Goblin. Come get me. Alright, he didn't even go for the stun that time. That's good. But we definitely want to tuck in here. Dang, if we'd have hit the guy behind the war boss, we definitely would have killed him. Here. Do some of that, and then let's pull out this pole hammer. See what kind of work we can do. Would love to get this kill here with Isaac. Okay, don't like that we couldn't reach this, because they're probably going to be able to. Just put some damage on Gorgash. He's already breaking, which is cool. Let's go for a destroy armor. Yeah, that did huge damage to his armor. I don't like that Isaac's not doing so hot. There we go, just like that, his little like wavering flag is gone. Knew that was going to happen, absolutely knew that. Stepping forward here benefits me not at all, so we're just going to hold. We could Indomitable, but I think I'm just going to risk it. Focus down the unarmored orc that's sitting on that hill. Okay, there's the poison. Sucks that they seem to have this like perfect line of sight on Ragnar. But this like funnel we've made is perfect. We could have widened it with more people. Just get him out of the way. Let's go for an aim shot. Nice. It might take a while for us to get past that guy. If he's just going to sit there using shield wall repeatedly. And let's just wait here. Someone's going to step in. Good job. Quick reload. Even better armor. Piercing axes. Good. Bleed is going to work very well on them. That's not great, but we're heavily armored in the back. I'm not really all that worried. What we could consider doing is pulling out our banner, just to make sure we don't get any kind of rout from Gorgash. And the sooner we kill this one Orc Warrior, the better. That'll let us move in and take position on him. Okay, Gorgash looks like he's going down towards Farog. Man, that stun sucks. This is not a great fight, so the sooner we get past these two dudes, the better. It's making me want to just kill the warrior. For once, he seems like an easier target. Good job, man. Raynor nailed him. Probably hit him in the head. Perfect. We needed one more like that, and now he's going to try and run, and he's going to get smashed. Check out this billhook. It's amazing. I'm going to say, if we land that shot, we get the kill for sure. And even him being poisoned, it's nice they kind of gave him the opportunity to be useful. Very good damage. And I'm going to step in here on this warlord. I don't want him going onto the high ground. I don't want him coming down here. Once this other warrior is dealt with, we'll be able to get, I think, a pretty decent surround on him. But this one's got to go first, and he's almost dead. They're going to keep shooting Ragnar, no doubt. Can't stun him. He's got the Orc trophy necklace on from the last time we killed the warlord. Let's go for a round swing. Perfect. Man, they just can't even hit him. Nice. No more helmet for him. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to do. And that caused the warlord to rout. I was about to say, I think I accidentally clicked on someone. Our odds of hitting him are low, but if we hit him, that would be sweet. Man, we're getting a little bit lucky. Step in. Got to get those sweet surrounds. You know what, we can send Ragnar up top. Oh no, that's not good. We are doing great. There's only 7 of them left. The warlord breaking kind of prematurely is awesome. We don't even have to worry about taking a two-handed hit from a one-handed weapon, which can just be an enormous smash. The most annoying part of this army that's left with these 2 goblins, and they're going to want to run for sure. If we land another one of these... Absolute units. Now we just have to carve through all of this HP that this dude has. Could probably decapitate him. And down he goes. I don't see any particular loot that he had. I want there to be orc armor in the game so badly, there just never will be. I'd love to dress dudes like berserkers with the big axes. And like Total War and Warhammer, I should say, the savage orcs, they paint their bodies with like special paint that they think protects them, the savage orcs. And because they believe it so much, it actually works and it does protect them, if I get the lore correctly. And it is kind of like special paint. But something like that would be cool in this, like a magic paint or something you could put on your brothers, almost like tattoos that give enchantments type of thing. Sounds kind of lame when I say it out loud maybe, but I don't know. The idea of like augmenting your brothers in as many different ways as possible is really what appeals to me. Okay, we're going to get an extra kill. That's cool. The other guy we're not going to bother with. Nice. We'll just end our round. And he's welcome to keep running away. We'll let him go. It's over. Let's go get our huge payday. Stack of tools. That's probably even more tools than we lost from doing that. You watch as the greenskins scatter like rats. Behemoth the Black looks ready to give chase, but you stop him. Let them run. The mercenary shakes his head. But they'll speak of us. They know who we are. You grin widely and clap the man on the shoulder. Exactly. Come on, let's head back to Strockburg and Count Caspar von Harken. It's like, yeah, man. Orcs respect strength. If they know our name, they know to fear us. That's a cool little, like, forest in the middle of nowhere. Nope, no mysteries. No secrets. Probably hasn't been long enough for us to expect to get... Ooh. That... I was going to say, first they expect to get some different loot in the armor and the weaponsmith. But there's a mercenary company there. We still need to kill one. But killing this guy, we have to see whether or not they're currently assigned to a particular city before we can jump them. So a guard takes you to a gardening Count Caspar von Harken. He snips at the vegetables and drops them into a basket held by a servant. Judging by your not being dead, my deductive skills tell me you were successful in killing the orc warlord. You respond. It wasn't easy. The nobleman nods, staring at the dirt, then continues clapping or clipping off a series of tomatoes. The guard standing yonder will have your pay. Yes. Nice. That's still a lot. That puts us up to 40 grand. And it looks like maybe they did get a new shipment. I think so. I don't remember them having a Shamshir before. But still nothing unique that we would want to buy. But the prices here are great to sell, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Maybe hold on to an extra net. If we're going to actively be using them now, we want to just kind of pick them up whenever we... Or hold on to them whenever we get them. We don't have to go out of our way to buy them, I don't think. Best places to buy nets, tongue twister. Any harbor city, anywhere with like fishermen, you can generally buy a ton of nets. Well, that was something. That was what I wanted to do. We did it. And we leveled up Gimli. Round him off to 60 resolve. Increase his fatigue just a bit more. And I think his melee skill honestly is like high enough. Let's pump his range defense perhaps. Folkir. Our Witch Hunter. Good on HP. Decent on fatigue. Good on resolve. Something like that. Okay, good to go. And let's give our boys their correct armaments back. And Gimli. There we go. Okay. So, and because I took that shield from John, I went ahead and gave that to Hans. And took off the Orc shield, which of course is minus 22 fatigue. You know, that gives him an extra 4 fatigue to work with, which I think is pretty valuable. So, I'm still not going to sell them. I like having them in my inventory. Around Gerstel. Yeah, I'm going to decline that. We're going east, guys. We're going to head towards the stone pillars. Do we have enough stuff? I think we do. I think we have all the stuff we need. Oh, Fritz, come on, man. You come to a commotion between Fritz the Phoenix the Glutton, it's a lot of titles, and the Bucket. He's heaving into it so hard his back lurches like a cat, and his hurls sound like an undead cow giving birth. When he lifts his head, his face looks like a gourd, cheeks ballooned, his mouth still all a gargle. Thane Jotnar Lanson comes over. He ate the witch's apple. Raising an eyebrow, you ask the Glutton why he would do such a thing. Vomit strings wriggle from his wrist as he wipes his eyes. Would I have to explain myself if I wasn't losing my grrr? He pitches his head back into the bucket like a man who dropped 1,000,000 crowns down a well. You tell the mercenaries to keep an eye on him until it's all out of his system. That is, if it ever will be. So we lose a very powerful crafting ingredient that's not that easy to get. And Fritz becomes sick. It's one of the many crappy reasons why having a glutton is bad. Also, he became fat again. I think I forgot to mention that. We had worked off the fat part whenever he, from us like basically running across the map, we got an event that made him not fat anymore. He loses 10 hit points, not really that important, but he gained back the 10 fatigue, which on him was a big deal because he just didn't have a lot of fatigue to begin with. But right now, I mean, look at his stats. We just can't use him. And this will go on for a few days. So let's come down. I feel like we may as well take a few battles along the way. You know what, I'm not scared of fighting a couple berserkers on open field at night. Oh, there's 9 of them though. Okay, that's a few more than I thought there would be. Alright, it's quality miss. I like this because basically we're taking away their armor before they get in. Good hits. This man-splitter weapon, that's just one of those things we do not want to get hit with. Alright, now we just have to see where they go. Comes the charge. Surprised they're not going for Hans. He has no protection against the charge. God, look at the number of man-splitters. Let's go for that split attack. Alright, instead of reloading, it's melee time. It's going to be much more reliable at night. Pole hammers, of course, not nearly as effective as something like a bill hook against an unarmored opponent like this. Hopefully we can get this kill. Dang, we did not. Gotta overwhelm him. Really, Hans? Come on, man. Super scary. But we can't pass up the option to get some of these kills. Because they're just going to close the distance and still be able to hit us on the next round anyway. Let's use Adrenaline. Let's go before that Berserker and make sure we kill him. Adrenaline may not matter against this one. In fact, I'm pretty sure it won't. Maybe though. I didn't expect us to be able to get that kill and then move in here. If we land both hits, well, it made him want to run, so he's as good as dead. Now we just gotta fade a couple of these brutal attacks. Oh my god. Alright. I mean, that was it. That was, you know, the turn where we could have gotten absolutely wrecked, and we didn't. So I'm happy now. Step in there. Let's go for a round swing. Alright, unfortunately we kind of hit him in the head. Big damage from our new axe. Alright, just like that, only 3 left. Some of them have white flags, so we could... Ooh, I meant to use Adrenaline there. God dang it. I was going to say, so we can maybe count on them not being able to hit us. Hoping to get us around there would kind of mess them up. Alright, Bone Plating took the first hit. Oh my god, look at that. They've got to die this turn. Especially him. Thank you. One hit from that weapon did that much damage to Svarog. Whew, it's very stressful. He's going to have to come out. And we can put in maybe throw in Jotnar. And Raynor leveled, that's cool. Get him up to 90 in his range skill. We'll try and get him up to 70 on his melee skill. Keep pumping fatigue on him. His a little bit low. If we were taking that fight really serious, we would have certainly brought in our archers. I think we're going to bypass these orcs. We would have brought in our archers and, you know, really hyper-focused them. We wouldn't have taken that fight at night. That sort of thing. Play really defensive, use shield walls, stuff like that. 10 unhold. Man, look at the random battles coming out of here. It's crazy. And while we're down here, let's take a second to kind of like scout maybe. Okay, nothing. Just trying to get a big vantage point during the day on the mountains. Maybe see some stuff here. Ooh, I mean, we've got time for one more fight. But this is a pretty big battle. Oberak. You know what? I might save the game before this just because I don't want to have to prolong our Kraken battle. If this goes poorly, like I don't want to have to go run back and forth and back and forth. It's something that I would do off camera anyway to make sure you guys didn't have to suffer through it. So we'll keep in Ragnar and Leisure Side. Oh, this is another thing I picked up. So, man, I totally forgot to tell you guys about this. The well-crafted open salet. This is the best crossbow helmet in the game. And I found it in one of the cities. Brunwald for like 20 grand. So I bought it. If you're wondering where a lot of my cash went, that's where it went. So I did a ton of questing. So obviously I made a lot of gold back. But this helmet is like the best crossbow helmet in the game. I wish I had like 4 more of these, but alas, I've not found that many. And now we're going to fight some orcs before we go for the day. Let me just save the game real quick, because this could very easily derail a bunch of our plans, and I don't want that to happen. Consider bringing out Folkir. Bring in Kata. Kata, I kind of want to give him this armor back. This armor works very well on John D anyway. I mean, this is probably a better fit. Kata with this axe. Able to do a ridiculous amount of damage. Raynor. I really want Svarog again, but he's hurt. Crossbows are great. Crossbows are probably better than standard warbows for the most part. But it's these bill hooks and this axe that I really want in this fight. Jotnar is good. And you know what? Let's do what we did last time and give our boy Behemoth some better armor. Perhaps just let him borrow some armor from Wonton. Alright, we're good to go. Let's try it out. $31, Jesus. Okay, they've given us some, terrain to play with. Orcs can be hard to, take full advantage of this because they can throw you off or push you around on the high ground. So the best type of high ground to get from them is like multi-tiered. It looks like there's a bunch of stuff back here, but I can't see. Yeah, I mean, this would be a cool place to fight from, but it's not practical. Just so many orc young. We're going to get encircled fairly quickly, I imagine. Some high ground positions are very unfavorable, like this one. We could stand up here and take it and make kind of a wall right here. See if we can't focus down one of these dudes. We're going to Indomitable here. There we go. Downloadable there. Go for the guy with no shield. Like a 93. So if we jump up here with Lancel and take this high ground, we might do it with it just sucks to leave this gap. We can either make a nice kind of solid wall right here. I think we're going to do that. I don't like leaving this gap, but I think it's what we have to do. If we need to, I guess we could reinforce with Gimli, bring him here. I don't want to come down off this high ground. Alright, that was a rough miss. We really need our Impalers to hit. Take a look at Behemoth real quick. Behemoth is not a lone wolf, so, you know, throwing him way out here is not going to help him like it would for Isaac, perhaps. I don't think we need to waste the fatigue using Indomitable there. I don't think they're going to reach him this turn. Famous last words. And if they do, I mean, they're basically stepping into a kill zone. Alright. Proven wrong. Expected this. Sadly, Hans has no Indomitable. Our biggest chance to win this is we have to start killing young. Like, as many young as we can kill. See how we start to already send shockwaves through their leadership? He's using a shield wall, which is unfortunate. Alright, next turn we should be able to decapitate this dude. We might even use Adrenaline to make sure we go first. Good kills, good hits. The damage on that axe is just so great. Okay, didn't see him there. But I think now it's time for this bill hook. We cut an artery. Should be bleeding now every turn. Yeah, we're going to get overwhelmed on this flank, which is why I wanted to make such a solid show here. Let's use Indomitable, make sure we don't get stunned. Alright, get wrecked. Would love to use Indomitable again on Isaac. We should have taken the necklace off of Svarog and given it to Isaac, I think, for this battle. The stuns on this turn, I think, are going to be really problematic. I foresee a lot of our brothers getting stunned on this turn. Yeah, that's awful. At least we already went. If Behemoth can get this kill, that'll probably steady his nerves. That was a huge hit. I think we have to focus him down. We can't let Berserkers get into our back line uncontested. We're going to take that shot because I had a good feeling we get the kill. And now that we've pushed him back further, very good. We've killed 7 of them already. That little young went for the stun. I will say Jotnar is very good at killing Orc young. Let's get rid of that Berserker. Very good. Very good. It's not going that bad, guys. No one's really getting crushed yet. We've just got a few small... We're going to use adrenaline here. Let's get this kill. We've got a few small, like, morale problems. We could pull out our banner to try and help. I was hoping he tries to run so we can get that kill. Maybe shake a few more of them. But the Warlord's going to call them back. Ooh, okay. Bone Plating took that first hit for us. Thank you, Bone Plating. We can certainly kill him. Alright, Javelin's super ineffective. And us getting stunned here is pretty brutal. That's also pretty garbage. But good play from the AI, I guess. Alright, Hans gets to make a move. For the first time in quite some time. This one's got to go. Don't miss. Don't fail me. And this guy wants to run. That's perfect. Absolutely perfect. Get this kill. Nice. The Orc Warlords always try to run so early. And we're going to take that just to get the Berserk. Sadly, we don't have Killing Frenzy on Ragnar. Let's knock him away from Leisure Side. Make him have to come back on this high ground if he wants to get in there. Okay, stacking some big bleed. He's going to want to run. I needed to step up here to try and guarantee this kill. We cut his artery though, so I think he's dead. Nice. And taking this high ground against the Warlord has made it so that he is just in trouble. There's almost nothing directly in front of us now. We can afford to probably step back and protect our back lines. I'm going to step here. Keep them as far away. Make a nice like perimeter around our ranged units. There's still lots of problem areas though. Don't get me wrong. I think we're already loaded on Ragnar. I mean, there's a lot of armor here. And Behemoth is essentially holding this whole area back by himself. So I don't really feel safe. And him getting stunned is pretty awful. Alright, another stun on Leisure Side. Good man, Hans. Just don't rout Behemoth. Stay strong, homie. That was really bad. That also takes another person away from the Warlord. We're out of ammo. The only thing saving us right now is that we're continuously killing them, which is leading towards lots and lots of routes. Damn. Maybe I should have swung behind me at this guy. Let's get him away. We'll reload again. Shoot him dead in the face. And this billhook, how much damage does this thing have? Up to 108. We can one-shot this guy if we hit him. We did not. Once again, kills equals fear for them and confidence for us. Destroy his armor. Make him vulnerable. Here comes the big axe. We've got a 63 here, an 87 there. Let's go for the kills. Just thin the herd out completely. Alright, we finally get to take another swing with Behemoth. But he's breaking. You can see there the debuffs associated with that are so bad. And I'm so happy that we've also managed to keep... What's his name? Ilka Sapit. We've managed to keep him locked down while he's fleeing. Otherwise he would have ran once and then come straight back. But right now he's just completely useless. Pretty much just thanks to Lancel here being a brick wall. Alright, here we go. Oh, God. I could feel that axe swing coming. He's as good as dead. His artery is going to cause him to bleed. We'll step here. That way when he tries to run, we'll get the kill. And we're still in range to help kill that guy as well. Let's go for the 95%. And he wants to flee. Awesome. Which means he no longer has any zone of control that we have to respect. Damn. Kind of getting a tiny bit greedy, not going for the hits on the guys that we know are still like in the fight. But this could all kind of turn around quickly where some of these units come back. Are you serious? Could have hit the other Orc Young. The Warlord is still locked down. That other Young is running away. Perfect. Alright, 2 more free kills. No reason to move him. We'll be able to attack this guy. And down goes another one. So from 31 to 8. Epic battle. And there's only 2 warriors still fighting and 2 young, and that's it. Everybody else wants to give up and go home. God, that did so much damage. I was expecting a stun there. That could have very easily gone wrong though, guys. Behemoth was like 1 step away from breaking almost that entire battle. Very glad he did not, because that flank would have been overwhelmed. I am the Lord of War. I prefer it my way. Man, do you guys remember when Nicolas Cage was cool? Those were the days. I can't even tell you how many times I've seen Con Air. I know that movie is not the best, but for just like sheer fun movie watching, Con Air is just badass. The Rock is pretty cool. Gone in 60 Seconds. I mean, he made some cool movies. Even National Treasure, you gotta admit, if you were like younger when that came out, like that was fun. Down goes the Warlord. One of the last to fall. One of the first ones to decide to run away and one of the last ones to die. And that's it. Only one of them even escaped. Please tell me we get some fat loot for this, though. I'm scared to scroll down because I just know I'm not getting anything. We got dyes, uncut gems, the man splitters, and the berserker chains are worth a fortune. And this is like 2 stacks of tools. And we didn't get anything. Man, that sucks. But it was a fun battle, and it didn't really, you know, hurt our ability to go and wage war against the Kraken. Did anyone level? I didn't see. Yeah, we even got a level on Kata, so that's cool. We'll take the fatigue point, the melee defense point, and the range skill. But other than that, we're good to go, guys. Look forward to the next episode where we enter the stone pillars and attempt to take on the Kraken for the first time. I'm excited. I hope you guys are too. Our crew is ready. We're strong enough to fight the Kraken. It's just whether or not I'm skilled enough. And I've done it before, but it is an incredibly grindy and difficult fight. Before I forget, though, let me grab what you all came here for. The Knock Knock Joke Book of Doom. So here we go, y'all. Knock knock. Who's there? Beef. Beef who? Before I get cold, you better let me in. I don't even get that. I don't get it. Beef. Beef who? Before I get cold, you better let me in. Yeah, that's not a good one. That's subpar. That's a subpar knock knock joke. That's a low effort knock knock joke. I don't like that one. But anyway, guys. Alright, y'all. I'm Brett. Good Talk Gaming, all that good stuff. Subscribe if you haven't already. That stuff really helps me out YouTube-wise. I pick up a few subscribers every day, it seems. 1 or 2 at a time. It's a small trickle, but I do appreciate you guys helping to grow my channel. And, yeah, the sooner we get through with these bosses, just let me say this before we end for the day. The sooner we get done with the Kraken and then the Ratchetgeist, the sooner we move on to, you know, the Black Monolith fight and get that done. And the sooner we can move on to a new series. And not that I'm not having fun with this series, because I really am. I still enjoy all of our characters quite a bit in our stories. But there are plenty of more stories to be made. I am considering heavily doing the thing that I've talked about before. I've got a lot of positive feedback on the idea of just doing, you know, making maybe 3 episodes, maybe like a 10-day a piece episode. Where we go through the first 30 days of a given campaign, Company Origin, and talking about it, you know, strengths and weaknesses and possible starts and stuff like that, and possible strats. And I think that would make for a really fun series that's not kind of super open-ended. And I think a lot of you guys would enjoy that according to some of the feedback that I have. So look forward to that. I'm not going to rush through this campaign, but I am trying to, you know, minimize the amount of extra stuff, the amount of unnecessary stuff that we're going to have to do. But that's it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, y'all, I will see you in the next one. Take care, y'all.